am the one, I am the one. Everybody duck. My puns on my echo wood, then a loaded gun. I don't need to stun, cause I am the one. I do this for fun, I do this for fun. I am the one,
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. It is an awesome evening. We are joined by a special guest, and his name is Jordan. What's up, Jordan?
Say hello.
Hello, little Jody.
Big up Jordan, yeah? Big up Jordan every time. My G. And of course, I am joined by a cause that doesn't need any introduction. It's the biggest United fan I know. It is the biggest Spurs fan I know. And I'll start with the United fan before I come on to the happy Spurs fan. I don't personally like to sing happy, but we'll come on to it. I'll let him enjoy his moment. Penny Blanco, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm great, bro. I was telling you without the football, I'm 100%, but with the football, I'm in a negative. But we move.
We keep it moving. We keep it moving. Governor, how are you? It's good to see a smile on your face for once. And you're sitting up, actually, not laying in your bed for once.
I'm good. I'm happy to be here tonight. I missed the last show you guys had, the Liverpool United preview.
Yeah, you came on just when I left.
You came on late.
That was after. You guys had the Liverpool United thing, yeah. I felt excluded, when I'm in the relegation battle. I wasn't part of this thing, but I'm out of the relegation battle now. For now.
I think you'll be fine. I think you guys are just climbing from here, to be honest.
Personally, I don't think any of you, look, honestly, I know we're going to get onto it, but I personally don't think any of you are in danger because all three of those teams are so shit. So I don't think I have anything to worry about relegation. Don't get me wrong, I'd love either of you to get relegated, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, just because it's too far away from 17th.
It is comfortable for everybody by having so few points. I think they virtually can be relegated after 30 games because they're so far behind. Yeah. They've only picked up 9 points for the season.
It's Ipswich, Southampton, and then there's the one other team that will go down. It's Ipswich, Southampton, guaranteed.
The one other.
No, Leicester, all three of them can go down. I think even Wolves will stay up. Honestly, West Ham have too much quality as well in terms of those bottoms.
Yeah, but there's something I want to chat about later. I want to chat about something later when we come to this. About the relegation.
Let me big up everyone in the comments. People were saying lateness is greatness again. While they were waiting for you guys,
I'm the reason why we started late tonight. I do apologize.
I'm glad you said it at least because I always get stick for the one being late. But anyway,
it's on me. It's on me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's calm. We are here at least. You know what I mean. So let's dive right straight into it. Let's not waste any more time. I think there's only one place to start. The game over the weekend. Look, I'll give my thoughts on it, and then whichever one of you decide who wants to go first, you're more than welcome to. My personal opinion, I thought I was going to see goals. Penny, I think United wasted. A lot of chances, which I'm sure you'll touch on Garnacho, and I'm sure we'll touch on Amorim and his changes. Bram, I think Jonathan Tell wilted at the end, just couldn't find the cutting edge to it at the end to kill the game off. I think both teams could have killed the game off. But look, right now, as it stands, Spurs have won United 3 times out of 3 this season. So I think that's the first time it happened in 35 years. But nothing what I saw on Sunday surprised me in essence. But I'll let you guys take the floor first and foremost because I'm sure you got a lot to touch on. Whichever one of you want to go first, give me your thoughts first and foremost.
Go ahead, Bram.
Personally, I think it was a game between 4 sides. It wasn't the greatest game of football to watch. I think we edged it on the fact that we had fresh legs. Now I can understand why the United coach didn't bring the youngsters on earlier. It would have been a case of, you know what, if Spurs had to win 3-0, he would have been fine. He lost 1-0, should have been 1-1. And he's got a whole lot of kids on the bench. So you know what? Why put them through? Why drag those kids into the criticism United's already getting and that he's getting? And I think people might see it differently, but this is how I see it. I'm glad he didn't get any, you know, because he had nothing else but 11 senior players, and then outside, honestly, Tell is not a striker, all right? And I know people say he's a good player, etc. Blah blah blah. He's a winger. We were fortunate to get him. He didn't want to come to Spurs in the first place, but he's not going to be the savior of our season, unfortunately. I don't think so. Um, he's got all the potential, but it's like someone going to Madrid. How do you fail playing for Real Madrid? So how does he fail playing for Bayern Munich? You can't fail in that team. You know. Now, in the games that I've seen of him so far, doesn't strike me as something exciting. He's not like when Saka came out of the blocks, when Merino came. Um, the youngsters at Liverpool when they came through, where you could see these are good footballers.
Boy, bro, I'll pick him over Sterling any day, eh? But the impact has made way more of an impact as Sterling has made.
That's 30 odd. That's a bit David, a 30-year-old against a 19-year-old. Sterling has been there, done that. He's done it all. So yeah, I just think that the game for me, a draw would have been a fair result. If United had to score and equalize, it would have been a fair result. People are going to say United were poor, but in the parts where United played football, I would say they were more dangerous than us. United showed that they can, but there's a lot that needs to be done at that team. A lot. I think a lot of players are thrown in the towel bin. I don't know how you feel. I think a lot of them they're waiting for the season to end. I know they can't get relegated. So I think they're just going through the motions there.
Benny, floor is yours. Take it away, my bro.
As Bradley said, this is the perfect comment to say United was cuck, guys. But also, it's nothing special for Tottenham to beat us. Like I told David off air, I still don't know my angle and how I feel about it. Do I say no? Spurs shouldn't feel special because we didn't even have a bench. We just had kids on the bench. But at the end of the day, Spurs did beat United 3 times in a row. And that shows that we are also yellow brood. In other words, like you said, your daily bread.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. We are miles away from where we need to be, and it's not going to get any better. I mean, Ahmad is out, our best player, coupled with our 2 best players in Martinez. Martinez has by far been, the 2 of them they've suited the system in the way that Amarim wants him to play best out of everyone there. And the 2 of them are now out for the season, probably the beginning of next season. So that's basically our season done. There's nothing more. There's no more hurt that can happen. There's no more pain that can happen. This is the storm that he spoke about, and we all knew it was coming. I didn't expect 12 injuries, 12 first-team injuries. I didn't expect that bench. I mean, the entire week they said yes. We knew that Ahmad was out for the season about Wednesday. After his press conference, he said it might be 1 or 2 more. To find out on Sunday that there's 12. I mean, we're lucky to lose 1-0. And with Garnacho, the chances that he missed. Yeah. So a lot of people will talk about Garnacho and the chance that he missed. Right enough. But what I saw was a Garnacho that ran back the entire time. You would never get that out of Garnacho. Yeah, and that is exactly the play that Ruben wants him to be. He put in a shot. I was extremely impressed with Xerxes and the way he played in that number 10 role. I loved how he controlled things, and he looked stronger, he looked faster, he looked more comfortable on the ball as well. There's a lot wrong, but there's also some positives that I can take out of that game. And what I can say is that with Eric, for the 3 years, we never saw a system. And even as bad as we are, as bad as his players are, I can see what he wants to do. And I can see that when we do have the players that can fit the way he wants them to play, we're not going to be this bad. And it's going to take a while. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I think the season is done already. We maybe have a Europa to fight for. There's no way we're going to win the FA Cup. I can fucking guarantee that. So maybe the Europa to just paper over the craps of a first season again.
Why do you think you won't win it?
Because of the level of teams that are left. I mean, we just I don't even think we're gonna beat Fulham
Remember,
in the
Arsenal's
next
out,
round. To be
Liverpool's
honest,
out, Liverpool's out.
Mm.
United is a team in the FA Cup. No matter what, you cannot write them off. They rise to the occasion. Because remember this
I'll
time last
agree.
year under Ten Hag,
I'll
if
agree
we
with that.
you were
Honestly,
just
like it would be
if
dismissed.
so
You were
typical
banned.
United to go and shut
You
out
were,
their way to that fucking
you were
trophy.
everybody's memes, right? But guess who went on to win the trophy at the end of the day? It was
Mm.
United. So yes, Ahmed is out. But I kind of, do you know what? I'm gonna take back my criticism of Xerxes. I think he's a very clever footballer. He's a very
he is, and not on his wavelength. Not on his wavelength.
he,
I've said this,
he,
man. You can see he has a Dutch education in him, that Dutch intelligence.
he make
The same with
yes.
Donny van de Beek. They can't read him. He's too smart for the players that is around him. That's how I see
He,
him.
he for me, right? If I look at what he does when he has the ball, he's very clever. He's got good technique. His technical ability, his positions that he take up. For him to get the ball often without a man around him, you can't be a poor footballer to do that. You can't be,
He's done it
right?
the entire game. He's done it the
He
entire
he
game, and more
he,
times out of not, he came out to the ball.
he
Okay.
does. He does.
Okay. Okay. No. Before I even get on, people, I see there's quite a few people watching. Slap a like if you're not subscribed. Please subscribe. But is Prem? I know what you guys are trying to say, but is this the level that we're coming to now with big Manchester United? He holds up the ball. He works well. He works. I expect you to do the bare minimum. Like honestly, I'm just playing. Forget devil's advocate. Like this is not Manchester United. This is not okay. Bare work rate should be the bare minimum. I expect if you coming to Manchester United, Bram, I expect you to hold up the ball. Like, let's be honest, for United to be that blunt up front, come on.
David, where
There's
have
no
you
United
been
player.
Maybe, but at the
for the
end of the
past
day,
3 years? You've been under a rock
he's
for the
been
past 3
asked.
years.
You
Yeah, but okay,
you
okay,
asking him to lead the line, which he doesn't do.
okay,
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm
okay,
taking my criticism back of the player. He's been asked to do something that he doesn't normally do, right? And we've been
okay,
judging him on that, right?
okay.
Now that Hoyland is playing and he's actually playing as an out and out support striker, you actually see that.
Hmm?
Hang on a minute, you're not that bad of a player, actually, right?
I agree.
Because if United picks up their performances and play better, or put him in a better team, put him in your team, or put him in your squad, you'll add value to Arsenal squad. He would.
Well, right now I'm playing with Raheem Sterling as a winger and Merino up front. So obviously he's going to add value to my team, Bram.
Even at your team at their very best, if he was on your bench, I'm not saying he'll be a starting player. I'm not saying he'll be a starting player, but he will add value to your team because he can change a game with his intelligence on the field. Right? So I'm
Yes.
saying that I was very critical of him. I thought this was as a dud signing. He's actually not. He's actually not a bad player. He's just unfortunately wrong team, wrong time. Wrong
And
team.
that's why the kids didn't come on. And that's why the kids did not come on. You can't. Sorry, David. Bram,
No, go ahead, go ahead, bro.
You saw the reception the Manchester United players got after that game. It would not have been fair for those kids who have nothing to
Those
do,
kids
nothing to do.
But you know
with the
what?
energy,
But you know what?
atmosphere,
I
the
don't.
performance.
I don't
nothing.
think.
You protected them, and rightly so. These kids must come into a good environment. Sunday was not a good
exactly.
environment for them to come into. I'm sorry. I
But I
100%
don't.
agree with them.
Penny, I don't think your fans would have been that critical with the kids, though. I think it's the more
Doesn't
experienced
matter.
players that they would have been on.
I
Your
think
debut is extremely
I,
important. Your debut is
you know
extremely important. And how
exactly.
you start your first team career is most important. They need a foundation, a stable foundation. And that was not it. It is not it. Right now, it's not it. They will play
I
if
think
only needed.
sorry.
And I agree with that. Go ahead, Bram.
Okay.
I think
So,
United's
okay.
biggest
So now
problem.
go ahead, Bram. Go ahead.
United's biggest
Go ahead.
problem is you've got too many of your ex-players as pundits slagging the team off in our day. You don't see Adams, Keown, Wright, Petit speaking about Arsenal in our day. They speak positively about Arsenal. They can see what's going wrong. They can see, listen, Arsenal not going to win the league. They can see, but you know what? You don't hear them talking of in our day, in our time. They will tell you, if you listen to Keon and Adams, they tell you there's no better partnership than Saliba and Gabriel. They'll tell you Odegaard is the best player. Odegaard's back. Arsenal's going to be back. They'll tell you, you know, United's ex-players do nothing but slag their team off in their day.
Yeah, but now look at the team, Bram. Can you blame them? Blame them? What positive?
Okay, so can you?
They put teams, Bram.
Yeah, but you know what?
What is a positive?
What I'm saying is, it goes to what Benny's, what I said earlier, what Benny's saying. If you brought their kids in, they won't speak about, this kid's done well. They'll speak about Amram's out of his depth. In my day, the kids that came through in our time, they would have criticized the academy. They would have criticized. They do more harm, Scholes, Neville, Ferdinand, Keane to Man United than what the players themselves are doing to Man United these days.
Okay, so with Scholes and Neville and Keane's fault that Amarim is still sticking to a formation that the players cannot adapt to.
Benny, it's easy for us all as the football public to sit and listen to Neville criticizing United. And we say, yeah, they cuck. Then you hear Keane saying, then we say, United are so cuck. Then you hear other journalists or other sports pundits saying the same thing that those players are saying because they're feeding off. Then you go here talking about in our change room, in our day, we used to have to, there'd be characters. Your day is gone and past.
But they won, man.
You had the manager that manipulated the league. That's why you won everything that you did.
Bullshit, Bram.
I'm not going to agree with that. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not going to agree with that one.
I stand by that. And today, it's not the same. But you can't keep... What I'm saying is, Davey, you haven't won the league for how long? You don't hear Tony Adams
21 years.
Arsenal. You don't hear Keon criticizing. No, but listen, they'll criticize the board. They'll criticize the board, but they're not the players. United's they criticize the board, the players, the bus driver, the chef, anybody who cares to listen, they criticize.
Bram, it's not them. It's not the Glazers. It's not Ineos. It's fuck off. It's the players. They're the ones that run that field. They're the ones that run. They're the ones that can't finish. They're the ones that can't defend. They're the ones that can't stand keeper. They are the ones that is the entire reason for everything is the players. It's not Roy Keane. It's not those goals. Yes, maybe they have an influence in what they think about and the mental part of the game, but they aren't there. And yes, they have every right to slag off what needs. Do you think that this is fine for them to see their Manchester United?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Their Manchester United.
Exactly.
You see this. These are people that set the standards. These are the people that know the standards.
The same goes for Arsenal. Do you? That's what I'm saying. Do you ever hear them criticize the player, the coaches?
In Arsenal, as we speak, there's no player that will be blamed for not running, for not training well. You're not going to get that at Arsenal.
We don't know that.
Arsenal is not a toxic environment. Manchester United is. You would know that. Arsenal had that environment. You would know that.
Yeah, obviously, that's what I'm saying. When we started the sport, how toxic it was.
Wait.
Yes, it was bad for Arsenal. It was extremely bad for Arsenal. I mean, you were the top six. You could have missed the top six. So it can flip. And like you said, Ruben should not change what he wants to do. He should not change his system. He should not. That the players need to adapt, and they can't adapt. They need to fuck off. That's exactly what is happening. He's showing the board. He's showing everybody else. This player now. The season is the right of David. If we win the Europa, we win the Europa.
I don't think so. I personally don't think so. You can win the FA Cup. You can win the Europa.
Our season in the league is done. It's done. The best we can do is top 10, which is highly impossible. Highly unlikely.
I think there's 18 clubs in the Premier League whose season's done.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. Arsenal's not winning the league. They don't have a striker. That's the league done. I'm 100% guaranteed.
That's done. That's done. We're gonna come on to that. Don't worry. We're gonna touch on that.
They still in with
It's
it.
only
Shout
about
until it's
third and
mathematically
fourth. That is
impossible.
it. Third and fourth in the Champions League, that's up for discussion. That's up for decision. And then you have the third relegation spot. We know that Southampton's down. We know that Ipswich is down. It's the third one, and then it's third and fourth in Champions League spot. Okay, maybe fifth even, depending on how they do in this Champions League. But the rest is done. United is getting fuck all out of the league. Nearly Spurs. I doubt Chelsea. I really doubt Chelsea. It's going to be between Aston Villa, Bournemouth, who deserves it, I think. And don't count out Nottingham Forest. Don't count out Nottingham Forest. But for United, it's done.
For me, they
Spurs, it's
are
done.
along with
Arsenal,
Liverpool.
it's done.
the team
Arsenal
of the
got
season.
up for done.
Along with Liverpool,
Go ahead,
they are
Bram.
I would
the
agree.
season.
I agree.
Definitely.
I see Aslam's comment here. Nah, Benny, as a negative. What's a negative, my man? Explain.
And you were slated for
What
being
do you think?
overly positive and biased. Now all of a sudden you've turned to negative.
No, I'm just realistic.
You
But,
know
but
what,
yeah,
yeah, go.
go ahead, Bram. Go ahead. No, you go before I go.
I think for me, just to conclude Sunday's game, the biggest criticism I have of my own coach. We've seen teams with injuries, but you could still see a style of football. I've never seen someone that is so solely dependent on certain individuals in your team, and if they're not there, then you kind of clutching at straws in what you're trying to do. For that was like
But Bram, injuries fucking up everyone. It's
Yeah, but
stopped
I'm
Arsenal from winning the
not
league.
gonna
Yes,
buy that.
yes.
Stop showing that
January's
Liverpool.
game.
Stop showing that Liverpool.
Spurs.
Nah,
Your
Benny,
Show
injuries.
that Liverpool. You lose
Benny, I'm
games.
not gonna.
Benny, I'm not having that.
Last
I'm not
of the weird injuries. You have a squad. You have depth. I'll keep you on the bench over the weekend. It's not that easy,
I'm not,
guys.
look,
City lost
we'll come on
rotten.
to Arsenal. We'll come on to Arsenal.
You can
But
lose
I'm
the
not
game.
having the injury
It's
thing.
not a
I'm not
problem.
having
You
the
can
injury
lose the game.
discussion.
You can lose
Don't
the
think,
game.
you guys are stubborn. You guys aren't seeing sense. You guys are not making sense.
You
Right.
can lose the game. Listen,
guys.
Liverpool
Bram.
proved it, right? Liverpool proved it that they had the key players out, right? They would go and they would lose games. They would still play their football, irrespective. Players came in from the academy, the reserve team. The football was still being played. Everything was still being done, all right? Forest, same thing. They had injuries. They showed it this season. They played the same way. Whether they lost, whether they won, nothing changed. That's what you call
Ask me about my injuries. Ask me about my injuries. I had my whole front line out. I've had my best attacking midfielder out at the beginning of the season. I can go on and on and on and on. But I'm not blaming that. I'm more on my board for not signing a replacement because we all knew we needed a replacement for Odegaard. We needed a replacement for Saka. But that's a story for later in the show. But carry on, Bram. Sorry for breaking your
My
word.
thing is this. In other words, Postecoglou's done. If his first 11 is not available, then that's it. You know what? It's that's it. Injuries. What about the other players? Don't they train? Don't you take them through? This is how I want to play my
It's the same thing, bro. Vicario was your man of the match for me on Sunday. If Kinski was in United scored 3, bro. Telling you, United scored 3. So who? You can't say that it does. It has a Moors influence and a Moors impact. You guys got 5 players back from injury. United with 12 players out with injury. So perfect time to play United. Perfect time for Spurs. It is what it is. Subs have injuries have a Moors impact.
About Sunday's game. I'm speaking about when all these players are out.
That is an example. That is an example. You saw what the injured players brought. The players returning. You saw the energy that they brought. Spurs didn't play like that for the past 5-6 games. He didn't play like that. He played beautifully, bro.
His excuse of he's got a left-footed player sitting on the bench. He plays a right-footed player there that cannot.
But Spence was outstanding, eh?
Now, it took him 9 games to understand it. 9 games ago, he could have played Spence in his proper position at right back. And trusted the players. So my thing is, he basically only trusts a core certain set of players, and if they're not there, um, I'm gonna play at that, guys. I'm trying to do my level best. I don't want a manager like that. I don't. I
But
just, I
Prem,
just don't.
no, no, Prem, if that is not the case, no, then anybody could play football. Then you could put anyone in an Arsenal shirt and expect him to perform exactly the same. There's
But
reasons
Sergio
why
Regulon,
he's playing
Regulon
players.
is must now
He's
not.
playing
Regulon
them.
is he must didn't sign Regulon from Liverpool, Portland's. He got it from Real Madrid. He played for Brentford. He played even at United. So you telling me you would not give him the opportunity to play at left back? He is a left back.
I
He's
think the
played
regular
for
is
Brentford.
personal. It must be personal. Because every time he played for Spurs, he played brilliantly, even this season.
Uh, you have to
Yo,
admit, Jet Spence was brilliant, Bram.
Jet
You have
Spence
to
has
admit
been
that.
brilliant.
he has been,
He has
he
been
has,
brilliant.
he
By
has
far
been,
their
he
better
has.
players.
I would like to see him in his natural position and maybe have Potter on the bench, to give him a rest as well. But look, let's move on from this discussion, this bottom of the table discussion.
Yeah, let's move on from it. Let's talk title race. I was hoping Beaster Rowney was gonna jump into this, but let's talk title race. Title race, both Arsenal and Liverpool. Of course, I don't. Maybe you guys can disagree with me, but look, at the end of the day, we've all seen title races. We've all been in title races. All three of us sitting here on the panel. Um, but I don't think that Liverpool will remember the game like Wolves. But what matters is you get the result at the end of the day. And I personally think that right now, I don't think there are the outstanding Liverpool that I've seen over the years. The flying, we all know the flying Firmino, Mane, Salah. But what I see about them is efficiency and firepower, which is why for me, I'm looking more at their next three games. I'm looking at Aston Villa tomorrow night. I'm looking at Man City. I'm looking at the Newcastle game. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, can Arsenal capitalize on that? Because let's be honest, there's nowhere in God's green earth I can see us winning all our games from now until the end of the season. We will drop points. It's just the fact that we need to be there and keep the pressure on them. But for me, I don't know how you see it, Benny Blanco. I think it's done personally right now. I've said it for a while ago. I think it's done. But for now, like this is a big week. Like if they get through these three games, I'm just sending a link quickly to somebody who wants to jump on. If they get through these three games, Villa, City, and Newcastle, then that's it for me. I'll personally make a video and say, you know what, fair play and fair dues. I won't even blame anyone that's playing right now in our team because I think our board didn't do the job that they needed to do in the summer. The weather, we signed Sterling, Calafiori, Merino. We all know what's the glaring issue at Arsenal, which everybody could see what we needed to sign. I mean, we spoke about it. We've only seen over the weekend that Rashford and Ollie Watkins linked up for a goal. So, but again, like I said, this is a crucial week for Liverpool, and if they get through this, even I would have liked to ask Beast this question: how many points does he think would be enough to get them through this period? And to here's Aslam actually coming in, and I'll pose this question to him as well: how many points do you think is going to be enough out of these next three games to give you that breather? Because would you say 5 or 7? Like, I'm personally leaning towards, I think 5 is good enough for you. I think you can win Newcastle, you can draw at Villa Park, and you can draw at City, and you'll still be a good space. But Aslam, Len, tell me your thoughts, my brother, and welcome to the chat, my man.
Welcome, bro.
Evening, guys.
Evenings.
Yo, bro. You know what? Even over the weekend, I heard so many things, especially about our second half. Yes, and I couldn't watch the first half really because I was difficult. Um, but like what the people were saying was crazy, bro. Like how we gonna pull off And now is the time now because the players look tired. They don't look like they can up with slots tactics anymore. What? But before I answer your question, I just want to come back to a
Yo,
point that
Aslam,
I said
I don't know if you guys can hear, but I'm struggling to hear him. Is it only my sound?
I can hear him, but
No,
a little bit
it's
far.
fine. I can hear him, but it can be
I
better.
can hear him,
So
but a little bit
vaguely,
far.
no.
But I can hear him.
Put your volume a bit louder, bro. Let's try now.
Okay.
Who Milan?
Now it's much better.
Is it better now?
Yes, that's
Now
loud.
way better.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
correct.
Go ahead, Len. Go ahead.
Is it better now?
Yeah,
Much
fine.
better. Len.
Now, before I answer your question, remember what I said to you. I'm not gonna judge the season up until the point of January, February, because this is actually the time where our team was slacking last season. This is where we lost or where we lost the league last season. It's where we lost even the Champions League, and it was because of injuries or whatever. But like I said, I'm only gonna start judging it from now, from this point onwards, up until the end of the season, because he has the exact same team that played last season. So I can't expect them to do any different, whether there's a new manager or not. They must still keep that same expectations that they gave me last season. You get what I'm saying? Coming to the points, I want a 3-game gap. That is what I want. Personally,
Like 9
I want a 3-game gap.
9.
No,
9 points.
even the 9 points is fine. You see, because
It would have been if it was for that Everton draw. That Everton draw was so mad.
yo, bro, the Everton game pissed me off so much. Just of the refereeing, man. But because I told the guys, yo, I don't want a chaotic game, yeah? And we know sometimes that's impossible for a Merseyside derby. But the one who made it chaotic was the referee, man, bro. He made the game to turn out like that. But if either we're gonna win this game and it's gonna be tough.
How nice of Liverpool fans blaming a referee after I spoke to them all season about the refereeing, eh? How nice. Now all of a sudden it's flipped the script. What about Konate? What about Konate kicking the ball away? No, we're not going to talk about that. What about Konate kicking the ball away? Getting fouled on a yellow. What about McAllister? What about McAllister in the previous game? Let's talk about it. What about Jota diving and not getting a yellow? Let's talk about that, but you blaming referees.
That was a blatant dive.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was a blatant dive.
And Dyke's elbow on Richarlison in the semi-final.
What about that? What about Van Dijk's elbow on Richarlison?
Yeah. Yo, the final score against Milan, guys. Milan have a red card.
You can't run into a wall
Carry on,
and
Aslam.
you're gonna be okay. That's dumb. You can't run into a wall, you're gonna be okay. That's dumb.
But
regardless of
that
that, I
Wolves
just
game, no, it was a game of 2 halves. I think Wolves, if they score that 1-1, it changes the game because that was definitely Wolves' second half. And Wolves is a changed team under this manager. They're playing brilliant football. I'm loving Cunha. He's one of the best players in the league for me. He's a joy to watch. Wolves is a joy to watch as a team, even against Liverpool. As strong as you were in the first half, I think that Wolves were always in the game, even though there was a 2-0. Wolves were always in the game. And that missed 1-on-1, I think that just the game changed there. That was that would have been beautiful though.
Now what I saw from the Wolves game, or what kind of pissed me off about the team was that we are still not finishing off the games when we are supposed to be doing that. We had many chances to do that, to kill the game. Yes, it was a game of 2 halves, but my team did enough to get the 3 points at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So
that's all that matters now.
I am not going
Yeah.
I'm not.
And you win the games you're not supposed to. That's what champions. I always say it, guys. That's what makes champions. You win the games you're not supposed to.
Yeah, and
100%.
Liverpool has been doing the season, the entire season.
and I was so, and when I went online, there were so many Liverpool fans complaining about the second half. Like, yo, there's 13 games to go. We can't want to be complaining about how we perform. It's 3 points, my bro. Next week we playing tomorrow night. Then we playing Saturday, Sunday again. There's no time to dwell on mistakes, man. You get what I'm saying? And what I've seen from now or so far is when Slot sees something that he didn't like in a game, the next game that thing is gonna be addressed. It might not even happen again. And I've seen that many times now. Yes, I can say there is games where we started slow. That is still there, maybe sometimes now and then, or where they're not giving that intensity. But when they come out second half, you can see there's a tactical change to them. They doing something different to what they did in the first half, and that is something that I like a lot about Slot. Making a decision at the moment or trying to impact the game at the moment. He's not like Klopp, who was waiting now until 70th minute for his first 11 to try and we break the score, the goal line or whatever it may be, and then make changes. If he can see he can change something now in the game that is gonna better the team, then he does it immediately. And that's something that I really say that I like more about Slot than Klopp.
Look, I will just to piggyback of what you said, Aslam and Penny. This is why a lot of people like to say that. Look at the team that Klopp left Slot. I'm looking at, okay, fine, he left him a solid team, but I'm looking at the other players that he has improved. I'm looking at Gravenberg that he's improved. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at Diaz, who's got more goals to his game, being linked with Barcelona. Do you know those type of players? I'm looking at Conor Bradley, who's added something to his game. We all knew Conor Bradley was brilliant, but if you look at their backline, basically Tsimikas, all of them, even Kwanzaa with a vital challenge now the other day, Aslam, like there's dozens of players, and even for as many what people can say about Darwin Núñez, he scored 2 vital goals against Brentford, which was a vital game for them. So if I have to give any big ups to Slot, it's like Aslam said, and like Beast has said many a times on the pod, where they're not so gung-ho, they're more controlled in terms of going gung-ho, sitting back, that type of thing. But I'm looking at the players he's improved. And if they do go on and win the league, which I think they will do, that for me, I think would be the stamp on the Slot blueprint. It's the players that, like, I don't know if I'm making sense, Benny. Like, you get great players which are at that level, but I'm more making them greater because this is a different Salah that we're seeing now, guys. Like, compare this Salah now to what we've seen. He's about to break Thierry Henry's records for goals and assists, and he's well on course to do that. But let's also look at I don't want to call them meaty players.
Yeah, he's world class this season, guys.
Exactly.
So I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you because you say the players like Curtis Jones,
which he took them to this level. Do you know what I mean? Like your Curtis Jones, but like the player that was here, but he took them to that level, and that is a manager for me. So carry on.
I agree 100%, bro. The players, like, I think that was the difference in choosing Slot when Liverpool were looking for Klopp's replacement. That's what made him stand out above the rest, is the fact that he can make players better. He was the best out of all of their candidates at making players better. And he's proved it. I mean, yes, this is a Klopp team because he hasn't made a signing, and the one signing he did make doesn't play in Chiesa. But Pista always he stands on his head to say that with Klopp he would not have the same results. Slot does something different. He has the gung-ho approach at the beginning, yes, but as soon as you have the lead, he closes down. He does not mind winning 1-0, whereas Klopp would be more happy with winning 5-4. It's totally different with Slot. And the players, they have taken to him like a glove. There was nothing bad out of that dressing room this entire season with regards to his tactics or his system. Nothing but positive vibes from the get-go up until now. And if they do win the league, they fully deserve it. To be honest,
I think
they
it is
have to win the league.
I think it's this is my opinion. It's easy for when you're winning, everything is rosy. Like you said, we're not hearing anything bad from Liverpool or people questioning his tactics. And
Yeah.
I think for a long period and the club, I'm just saying like from the outside, people compare Slot to club. Club gave Liverpool good times, really really
He
good
gave the
times.
league.
Club
He gave
made,
everybody watching, bruh. We
Club
all
made
love
Liverpool
Klopp.
an
I miss
absolute
him.
beast.
Thank you,
Yeah,
lovely.
and people are comparing like, but Klopp didn't do this, and Klopp didn't. And listen, it was different when he, when his heart was no longer in the job. It was different, and it's sad that people kind of like forget the 2-3 years before he left Liverpool were, you know. So I
It
think it's
was
early days. Like Aslam said earlier, it's early days to judge him, but um. Lose 5 games and lose the league, then you'll hear all kinds of stuff will come out like this.
Then the narrative will change.
Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So I think before we
even
will pat
even
him
if
on
we
the
win the
back,
league,
yeah,
even if we
You
win
were
the
saying,
league,
Aslam?
like uh, if we must win the league, I will say like, nah, well done to Slot. Most of the things for me is gonna go to the- because yes, Slot came in and he did what he did, but he was also chosen for a reason, and he himself said he was chosen for this job because his style of play is very very similar to Klopp's style of play. The
Also
only
true, yeah.
difference that he
Yeah.
needed to do was a few tweaks, and it's not even a thing of where he could think and be like, no, this is what I'm gonna do to the defense. He didn't even do that. It was a thing of him approaching the team, asking the team, what do you guys feel that you need to improve? And the team themselves said that we need to concede less goals. We need to be more tighter when marking players. So it's them themselves that have that mindset to want to do those and want to change a few things, knowing that they can achieve much more than what they did the season before, even regardless of what this coach is coming to bring. You get what I'm trying to say? So
Mm.
with with all of that, like you can hear when even when Trent, when they asked Trent about Slot, Trent said that he thought Slot was gonna gun him, like you don't defend like this or whatever, whatever. But when Slot actually spoke to him, it was more of his good points when he was defending than his bad points. You get what I'm saying? But they still adjusted these bad points to say that nah, when you do this, you can actually defend the line and so on. You see, so it was all so the team had the blueprint. That's why I say if the team must win the league, I will still say this was Klopp's team. I'm not even going to say it was Slot's season. You get what I'm saying? I will give that to
Yeah.
him next season. If he can
I
do
don't
that to
think
me
that's
next
fair.
season,
I don't
we
think that's fair, guy. I don't think that's fair. First of all, now for you to come in, anybody, I think the last person that did that was Antonio Conte, which is weird also. But for you to come in and win the league, I mean, you have Arsenal
Mm.
that has been chomping at the bits for how long? You have City
Mm.
that's won, what, four
Yeah.
in a row, and they fall off. But it is a huge achievement for Slot to take
Mm.
the same team that Klopp
Agreed.
failed to win the league with. The same thing that
Mm.
Klopp failed to win the league with. To win the league with that same current crop of players, you can't say that is down to Klopp. That's not fair on Slot, I think, and I
Mm.
think that he needs to get
100%.
all of his flowers if Liverpool end up
so
winning this league.
so do you
Aslam speaking.
think if Klopp didn't make the announcement that he was gonna retire, do you that the team would have I'm not saying because he made the announcement now that we couldn't go up ending with the league and all of that. But I do feel that there was a point in the season, especially during this period when it was really difficult for the team. When they had Salah out, they had a lot of players out. I feel like at that time he wasn't giving his all, man. You get what I'm trying to say? He wasn't putting everything in
Nah,
because
you
he
know what
already
it
felt
is.
like.
I'll tell you the difference. I'll
And
tell you from my side. I'll tell you from my side what was the difference. Remember, Klopp played that same players consistently for 90 minutes. If I look at Slot, he
Yes.
hooks you off even if you get a yellow card. That's the difference.
Yes.
They're more fresher. If
Now, that's
you
what
get what I'm saying, like near the end of the season, like near the end of last season, it looked like you guys were dead on your feet. This time around,
Yeah.
I see a team that there's fresh legs all constantly coming in. There's players constantly getting rest, if you know what I mean.
Yes. And that is
Look, in hindsight,
it highlights the point of where Slot even said, like, the team performed well up until this point, but they had to manage the times, the injuries of the players and all of that. They had to do that differently this season, especially because that the Champions League also changed so that there's more matches. They had to do something differently because when it came this time of the season, they didn't want all that injuries because that is what actually affected the team to go on and win those other extra trophies. You get what I'm saying? So now he tried his best to avoid that. So and I will clap my hands for it because he did a brilliant job up until this point to at least have players actually coming in from injury and starting in this team where is this difficult period. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, if we catch majority of the from January up until the end of March, when we are winning the league clear. Then April, May, June cannot come, we are winning the league.
Penny, how would you feel about that? They're going to reach 20. How would you feel about that before we jump onto Arsenal and come on to the weekend? How would you feel about that? They're going to get
credit
20.
to its due, bro. Credit to its due. I have no hard feelings. I'm not that type of football supporter, bro. Credit to its due. If you deserve to win your 20, you deserve to win 21, 22, 23, 24. If you deserve it, by all means, congratulations. Doesn't bother me.
You know that's going to hurt your fan base. You know that's going to hurt certain sections of your fan base, though, because you either
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
or
fuck.
you have me
I don't
winning the
care.
league, or you have me
No, I
choose
don't.
one. Who you going to choose?
Of course, I'd rather choose Liverpool than Arsenal. God, I can't deal with
Why
Arsenal
so
winning the
horrible? I
league.
haven't won it in 21 years. Come on.
The world can't deal with Arsenal winning the league. bro.
Simon.
The world
I
can't.
haven't won it in 21 years. Bram, who would
I
you
don't give-
choose? I know Bram is
Thank
going to
God
go with
for
Arsenal.
21 years. Thank God for
Oh, you
21
still
years.
asked me who I'd rather choose win the league.
Just obviously
Yeah, who would you
Liverpool.
with?
Me.
Imagine all those. Look at this. Look how obnoxious he is. He's walking around his garden having a chat with us. Would you want that on every pod?
I would rather have, and I hate Chelsea with a passion. Chelsea winner than you.
Then you're going to have to deal with Master Pete giving up bottles of Hennessy and flashing money.
Me too.
Fine.
I
Davey, I cannot stand you winning the Premier League.
Nope. The
Why?
world
I'm
is
a
not
nice
ready
guy.
for that. The world is not ready for that, Steven.
Do you know what? You go missing, no? You might just lose a game. We don't have a pod. We don't hear from you. You don't.
You're
Man's
lying.
underground.
That's a
The
lie
man
because the
is
last pod that we
underground.
have, we lost.
For weeks, we don't hear from you.
Look, we all deal with grief. We all deal with grief differently.
You win the league,
So
yeah?
I deal.
Watch that stupid memes of yours sometimes. That same construction worker. How are you walking to my Monday? I don't understand.
We all deal with grief differently. So when I go on my silent mode, then that's me dealing with my grief. But I do come back in the end. But
Will you
the
take it
last
back?
part we had,
If you win the Premier League, will you take it back? What do
sorry,
you think about it later? If Arsenal win the league, will you take it back?
you know how many people are gonna come on to me if Arsenal win the Premier League. I will actually. I will. Look, all I wanted was a trophy. To be honest, as we're segueing into Arsenal, that's a very good question. All I wanted was a trophy, but we pushed that away. So now for me,
Yeah,
it's
your
either
season's done.
league-
Your season's done. Done.
No,
Done.
look.
Done.
Look at it like this. Let me tell you like this. He wants to go. He's been pushing trophies away for how many years now already? We could have won quite a few cups in the period already, but he wants to go for the big fish. Before everyone comes on to me with bigger fish to fry, he wants to go for the league and the Champions League. So now I'm holding him to that standard. Do I think he'll win the Champions League? No. Do I think he'll win the league? No. So then by my logic, and all of you guys know how I feel about him, he should go. And the sad but is like I
You
don't
should go.
care. You should go. The sad but is like if he had brought me a Carabao Cup or FA Cup, I would have said give him another year. You know why, Benny? Because you guys can remember, all three of you on this panel, the time that we had Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie. What was their main reasons for leaving? They wanted to win something. They went on and went to go win something.
Henry.
So now, exactly. But okay, look, Henry won something with us. I'm talking about specifically about those three when Van Persie was our main striker.
Yeah.
Van Persie went to United and won the league. Nasri went to City, won the league. Fabregas left, went for Barcelona, came back to Chelsea, won the league. The point I'm trying to make is all those three teams. Fuck Xhaka, fuck him. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is those were teams on the pinnacle of greatness. And this is the problem. That team and this team is right there. 2 points away from winning the league last year, right? 2 seasons before that, bottled the 8-point lead. Saliba, are you gonna do you really think Saliba is gonna wait around and think to myself, you know what? Am I not really gonna wait for this team now to win? Or can I go to Madrid because Madrid is calling? Declan Rice came to us for 105 million to win things. He's gonna look and think, but you know what? This board isn't signing a striker. We're all crying up a striker. When your players are coming out crying for help and crying for bodies to come in and you're not doing it, surely they look around at each other and say, you know what? We need a bit of help here. But instead we're looking at Sterling. Guys, we all played football already. If you know Kaka's sitting there opposite you and whatever, and you know there could be a better playing there, you're going to think to yourself, damn it, how am I equipped to win? We all want to win. So the point I'm trying to make is there's going to come a point, if it continues like this, that the big players are going to leave. And then we're going to have to restart again from over and over. And that's why I didn't care so much about the Carabao Cup, because I've never cared about it. I've never had an affiliation towards that trophy. Wenger didn't have an affiliation towards that trophy. But the fact that these players can at least taste something and build on from there. Like Benny, even you said, even the Carabao Cup, look, I trolled you for it, but I was having joke. But it gave your players a taste for something and that equipped you to even go in the final against Man City and win the FA Cup because you got a taste, so now you're hungry for it. And I feel that is the route we are going in towards, because yes, Saliba might not leave this time. Saliba might not leave. Saka might also look over his shoulder.
Real Madrid come calling. Barcelona come calling. It's turn, my man. It's
exactly. Turn. Am I wrong for thinking that way? You guys tell me. Am I wrong for thinking that way? Because I'm being so negative, pessimistic, or whatever.
Where you coming from?
Because I've seen this movie over and over. I've seen this movie before.
My thing is just, I think of it is it him or is it the board? I mean, who's failing? The fans.
I think it's both.
Do you think that he doesn't put enough pressure on them to bring in the players that he wants, or do you think that he just dances to their tune and makes it easy for
you can't.
them?
Mikalo Tete would have won a striker.
You can't. He contradicts himself.
Guys. The man would have obviously, he would have wanted a striker. You can't blame him, guys. He would have wanted a striker.
Penny. When has he signed, besides Gabriel Jesus, what other striker, what other attacking player has he signed in his time at Arsenal?
Havertz.
There you go. He hasn't, because he hasn't. He's only signed Gabriel Jesus. That's his only attacking player signed. A club fucking defenders, left backs, and fucking midfielders or whatever.
Particular type of striker. He just doesn't want like everybody.
Come on, don't, man. Don't, no. I'm gonna. What is the right profile?
Osimhen was available.
Yeah, because that's that's like going through.
Rashford was available. And Ivan Toney was available.
That's like
Colomboani was available.
Go through and say, no, I want a particular goose. No, she doesn't have tattoos. I don't want her on tattoos. Let's swipe left. I want this one. She has a big butt. No, swipe right. What is the perfect profile? Right now, we needed bodies, Bram. We needed bodies. You got offered Ollie Watkins for 40 million. Rashford could have done a job there. Ollie Watkins could have done a job.
Just
Now
shut
I'm
up.
sitting with fucking Sterling on my right wing.
Listen, he clearly isn't the guy where if you tell him that there is Tony Watkins Isak, he will tell you, that's not who I want. I want this guy. That's how I sum him up. I could be wrong, but he doesn't look like he's just going to take any striker. So do you know what he'll rather do? Take somebody else that fits my style of football. But you're not going to give me. I think, like in our case, we were just happy that Tal can play in front. We'll take you. Can you play in front? Yes. Okay. Fine. Sign. Done.
But he's a body. He's a body. At least I would have taken Tell even, Prem.
Yeah, but you this.
They will say it's not thunder. They will say it's not thunder.
You would have taken somebody. You are not Arteta. He wants a particular type of striker. Because that's what I'm saying. Remember, we all can have our opinion, Davey. We are not there. I just don't see him as the guy that will be forced into saying, go and get me that striker. If it's not the fans, you as a fan will say, oh, but Goikides is available. Why is he not going? And he might be sitting because he's Mikel Arteta, but I don't want him. Do you understand? I'm just saying, could it be that he wants a particular type of player, and Arsenal's maybe saying, but we're not going to go and pay that amount of money for this particular player that you want. And then he's just kind of like, fine, then I don't want the striker. Then I'll make do with what I've got. Because that's how he comes across. So that's where I can understand.
AC Milan is out of the Champions League, guys.
That means we get Feyenoord then.
So
that means we get Feyenoord.
There's certain Arsenal fans, I can understand where they're saying their gripe with Arteta is he doesn't put pressure on the board for what he wants. He doesn't come out like other managers will say.
He came out and he said, I want a striker. He came out and said we need a striker.
2 days before the transfer window closes.
2 days before the transfer window closes.
2 days before the window closes. What did you? That's a bit much. Who was he?
Okay.
I get it. Look. Sorry, David. Whoa. You sell Emil Smith. You sell Eddie Nketiah. You don't replace him. You know that what it took last season was goals. A number 9 last season would have pushed you over the edge, would have taken you a little bit past City. Because you were, 2 points away? You needed that extra piece. And the players were available in the summer. They were. Osimhen was available. Ivan Toney was available. You could have, if you wanted, pushed for Ollie Watkins in the summer. You guys did none of that. And I think you only have yourselves to blame. I told you this.
I'm going to go now. My phone is dying.
Nah, my laptop is dying in the comments. Love for jumping on, my bro. Big ups.
Shut, bro. I'm going to jump up soon, baby. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you knew that he knew, obviously, Arteta knew, because all of us did, that the number 9 is what would have pushed you over that line. That was the final piece to your puzzle. Even now, as we speak, that will still be the final piece to your puzzle. Had you put the number 9 in January, we won't say that you were guaranteed to win the league. We're not saying that you'd be guaranteed to overtake Liverpool, not at all. But you would have at least be able to push them. Now that you have Havertz out and Saka out, it's done. You're not going to win the league. You're not going to be able to push them.
I can understand the Saka one, but don't. Let's not talk about Havertz. Let's not go there. I'm glad
like you said, that's a body. That's a body. It's a body.
That's not a body. That's a waste of space.
That Newcastle lady must have his shoulder. I can just imagine.
Against United was the worst. Against United.
You know what was the pinnacle? I think you guys said it in the group. Somebody said it in the group. You know, the City miss, man. The Man City miss. You see that one in the first half?
Yeah.
You see that one? Somebody said in the group, Devon is flipping now if they don't win this game. And I would have. Okay, look, let's now, that's my feelings. I personally think we're out of it. But if you look at a 3-game swing, they have Villa, they have City and Newcastle. We have West Ham, who I think we should get past. Forest, which is going to be a tough one away. And then we got United as well. Do you guys really think we're still in it?
No, not me.
I don't believe that you're in it until it's mathematically impossible.
That's going to be the second last day of the season.
No, look,
do you think it's going to go?
Look, Liverpool is not going to win all the games from now on until the end of the season, but neither is Arsenal. That's the thing. Liverpool can lose 5 games up until the next season. Arsenal probably do the same.
You'll probably draw all your games, Dave, instead of losing. I would put it this way. But you'll throw the league away.
They don't have
Like,
strikers, Bram.
within
They
four
don't have
points of
strikers,
you.
Bram. 13
Yeah.
games and the Champions League without strikers. You see this done,
Tell me,
bro.
would you sacrifice the Champions League for the Premier League?
No.
Do you
I
think you
would.
have more
I would.
chance?
I would.
I would say
I'll
the
tell you
Win the
why.
Premier League and you
I'll
can
tell
win the
you
Champions
why.
League next
Okay,
season.
wait, you go first. You go first, Benny.
I
Go ahead, Benny, go first.
The Champions League is
Win the
easy.
Champions League. Win the league. You can win the Champions League next season. Win the Champions League does not guarantee you will be even be good in the league next season. I mean, look at when Chelsea won
Okay,
the
so why did
Champions League.
Liverpool? So why did Liverpool do it then before they won the league? So why did Liverpool do it before they won the league and the club?
That's also true. They won the Champions
Think
League
about it.
2018, 2019, 2020, no 2019, and in 2020 they won the league. They had a taste of it.
Exactly.
They had a taste of it.
Do you know what it is?
No, they
Like,
beat us in the Champions League in 18. They won the league in 19. No, sorry.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
They won the league. No, he's right.
COVID.
They won the league in
COVID.
COVID, yeah, it was COVID time. No, but you know what it is?
20, they won the league.
My personal opinion, I've never seen my team win that trophy with the big ears, and right now we're currently out of it. But I don't know if you guys feel this because we're so solid in defense. I feel in some weird way with the slow style we play, we're better equipped for the Champions League than the league, if I'm making
I don't
sense.
think so. Yeah. Less space.
If you look in the Champions League, you've got a very poor Bayern Munich side left. I think Arsenal on in a one.
City's out. City's out, basically.
Yeah, the winner. Look, the winner of
We've,
that game.
we've got Feyenoord next now because AC Milan is out. We were going to get AC Milan if they won that game. We're getting Feyenoord, so that's already in the quarterfinal then.
So that's already in the quarterfinal, yeah. Yeah.
If
No,
you
you
luck
will.
of the
You
draw
will.
needs to go your way.
Liverpool would be your biggest obstacle
Mm.
winning the Champions League.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, bro. Inter Milan, Napoli, bro. A lot of
Yeah,
good
that
teams that
also.
can pass in the Champions League.
Yeah, that also.
Those clubs will probably meet each other. I don't think you would get them, Debbie. I think you pretty much.
We on
avoid-
Liverpool side though.
Yeah, you know. So, and anything can happen where that's concerned. But I think with the league also, because it's a familiarity, the clubs that you're playing against, you've got clubs that are fighting for relegation, that you're coming up against. And like you said, the Forest game is a tough one. That's a very tough one. They've got a fourth place finish in their sights. So
Mm.
you all love their defense.
question.
They are
How do-
sound. They are.
How do you guys see the top four going? How do you guys like right now? Like we're in Feb.
I think between third and fourth, because City is so unpredictable.
Boy, Mamush is a bad boy. Now let's just talk about Mamush for a bit. Mamush is a
Anyway, man, for me it's difficult to say who will finish third and fourth because it's so unpredictable. It could be anyone from
Guys, I'm sorry. I need to go. My laptop is going
Yeah,
to
I
die.
can
I have to
see.
retrieve it.
Yeah,
Love you.
yeah. Love my brother. Love for jumping on. It's like this. Bram, how do you see top four going?
It's so hard to predict, Dave, because you've got it could go anything from Forest, City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Villa, those five. It's so hard right now. Ask me with 5 games to go, and I'll probably give you a prediction. But right now, because you see, it goes up and down between them, changing.
They're also inconsistent.
And
They're all inconsistent.
I said that at the start, our very first pod before the season started. I said this season I expected City to be put more of a fight up with the league titles concerned, but it could possibly be one of the most exciting finishes in terms of you can't see Liverpool not winning the league, but you can see it going closer than what it's looking at the moment.
Do you think so? I personally think it's going to be wrapped up way before we even play them.
Winners in your team, you've got Odegaard, with Martinelli out now, it makes it challenging for you.
Yeah, but he's back in March, so that's fine.
Trossard is good for a goal. You'll be there and thereabouts, man. You'll be there then and thereabouts. Like I said, it's theirs to lose. If they drop points, can you capitalize?
That's the thing. We need to capitalize. We need to be there when they capitalize, because what has happened most of the time this season is when they drop points, we drop points. Do you know what I mean? And if we capitalize and we drop points the next week. So, and I'm being honest, I think we're going to drop points. We will drop points because how do you feel about the whole Merino upfront thing? I don't think it's sustainable. Look at the work now as coming off the bench, but
It worked, but it's not. It's not a normal thing for him to do. He's got a goal about him, so he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net.
he
But
knows
it's
how to
not
get into the box.
sustainable. You got.
If you are a Teta this weekend against West Ham, would you start him or would you play Sterling? I like how you're pausing you because it's like I'm asking you, would you choose cock or puss?
Yeah, Sterling just doesn't do anything lately. I'd go
Bro,
with
he is fucking. I'd do the same, honestly.
I'd go with Merino. Then it's frustrating because you know what Sterling is capable of. Give me half of what you're good at. Then this is not giving you anything.
But Prem, when has he been good though? When last was he good?
David, don't. He was very good at Man
When?
City.
That's how long ago was that, Prem?
Yeah, but you saying when was he good? He was very good at Man City. Give him his due.
Exactly. How long ago was that?
He's just picking up paychecks to pay his non-support from when he left City to Chelsea to you guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
But he was giving.
He went to remember he was by Chelsea in that period as well, and Chelsea fans hated him.
Yeah, like I said, he was picking up salaries for his non-support. Man's got a lot of kids, so you know. But nah, he's done. Pullman, he's done. He's a spent force.
Nice
He's
finish.
not gonna scare you. If Arsenal come with Raheem Sterling on the right, he's not going to scare you.
No, of course not. Have you seen how? Did you see how cocky he played? This is the first time I see a Braga get a 2.2 rating.
When he played against us, he didn't threaten us.
He hasn't threatened anybody. Honestly, he's no, Saturday. I'll tell you a story actually. Saturday. Now, usually when I watch the game, I have a bit of a coldie. Saturday was the first time I watched the game sober. And in that first half alone, of stressing for him for that first half, I actually got dizzy after a while. That's being sober. That's how much it frustrated me. Yo, big up suits. Big up suits. Like, you know what is a pet peeve of mine as a footballer, as a winger, no? As a guy looking at the line and being caught offside.
You mean
there's
Son?
Basics. Do you know what I mean? we can relate. It's because bro, how can you look at the line? No? You standing here, you're looking at the line, and you get caught about 3 or 4 times offside in one half. Then, when you actually get the ball played into your feet in the box, you're falling over your feet. Then when you eventually...
Same thing.
Then when you're onside, here's the best bit. I've never seen Son do this. Here's the best bit. You're on the line, take the man on. The man isn't getting close to you. You're running the ball out by the line.
Yes, he does. He's done that a couple of games ago.
Look, at least with Son, I know I'm going to get goals. But the thing is, the biggest indictment of everything is that a 17-year-old in our team is outshining him in Ethan Waneri, who I think is a superstar. I don't know how you feel. I think if there's any positives I can take out of our team right now,
that is an
those two. Go ahead.
He's an out-and-out star. Listen, oozing character, personality. He's got ability. He's got it all. Match winner. He's a Saka 2.0. Not same style. Don't get me wrong. Impact. What they deliver. What they give your team. Now that boy's got it. That boy's got it.
And not only him. Do you know what was like what I took out of Saturday's game?
Can I tell you something? He's a better
Hmm?
player than Brendan Johnson.
Oh, definitely. I like Brennan, but no, definitely. For
I don't
me,
like Brendan
def-
Johnson at all.
definitely.
At
I'm going to ask you a question after that, but you know, it was a big moment, which I think is bigger than the two Merino goals. The Miles Lewis Kelly, do I call it a clearance? Clearance when it was 0-0. I think that's bigger than the two Merino goals, honestly, because if Leicester score there, we lose that game, to be honest. Did you see the clearance?
no, I didn't. I actually want to go and see it. Um,
Check it out.
I just wanted to off topic. Before we come to the end of the show, I don't
Mm.
know how many of our viewers watch the English Football League. Um, Earlier we spoke about mentioned refereeing and referees. The highlights won't give you full credit, but that referee last night, I give him tops. That game was hostile, right? He allowed the hostility, but he controlled it. The game was. I was excited to watch it, and I watched the entire game, Sunderland Leeds, of how good that referee was. I mean, there was
What
some
was the
pushy.
score there, Brian? What was the
Leeds,
score? What was the score?
Leeds stole the game at the end 2-1.
So
Right?
Leeds is now top, I think, or close to second. Very much close to.
Now
They,
close to promotion. Close to promotion.
they're close to promotion, as long as in the top two. I'm happy.
As far back as put it this way, they almost certainly cannot finish outside of the playoff place now.
Mm,
Almost there.
mm.
Um, but the one thing that I highlighted was for me the sad state of English football that it's going is there's forever going to be a roller coaster of the promoted teams being relegated at the same time. The gap in terms of quality, the gap in terms of money spent, the gap in terms just of what players they can attract. 5 to 10 years ago, one of the promoted teams would be the team that finished in the top 10. You know, they'd come out from
Mm.
there and they would, yeah. You
Your
remember how
Bolton, your yeah, I
Bolton
know what you mean.
Switch ended up
Mm.
in the Europa League spot.
I
Bolton
know
ended up
Sunderland that yeah, and the Kevin Phillips as well.
Kevin Phillips, you know. We're not going to see that anymore because the if you look at how Ipswich and Southampton are struggling, they were quite exciting teams to watch last year. Unless you've got the money that the Newcastle did when they went down and came back, unless you're a name like West,
Or Forest to redo.
yeah, Forest was clever. They kept the money from when they were relegated that they made in the Premier League. Yet they kept it, bought players to bring them back up, and then invested in bringing a whole lot of players to keep them in the Premier League, and then shifted all those players out. Remember, like the Serge Auriers,
Mm.
the Navas, the goalkeeper. They had some big names there in short periods of time, but they shifted them all up just to make sure that they survive. But I can just see both Sunderland and Leeds will come straight back down again, and it's sad
Mm.
because these are
Uh,
big clubs in English football, and unless somebody comes in and gives them the money, the Premier League is going to have the same 17 teams. Everton will survive every single season.
exactly.
Um, Wolves are going to survive every single season. They'll finish 16th, 15th because 18, 19, and 20 go down. 17, they will survive.
Mm.
You know, it's sad, man, because I think a team like Wolves, I personally I feel like I think Everton have overstayed their welcome in the Premier League because they give you no excitement, nothing. But you know what? They've got 2 or 3 players that will keep them up there.
That will keep them in there. Agreed.
Because I just looked
Agreed.
at it last night. I couldn't see any of those teams surviving, but the excitement
Mm.
that the fans have, I mean, it's a packed
But
stadium.
but but Bram, it's interesting that you touch on it, and I hope you got about 50 minutes more. I'm
Yeah.
sure you got stuff to do, but I'd like to continue this until the hour and a half mark and even further than
Yeah.
that, because the reason why I said to Benny is that you guys have been so shit this year in a different era. I think you're in a relegation battle. That's my mind. But because those teams don't have the resources, yes, Ipswich can like compete because we've seen Ipswich draw with Villa, we've seen Ipswich draw with United, we've seen them beat Chelsea. But even that, on the grander scheme of things, is not to get them out of there. If you get what I'm saying. Southampton, I think, is dead. Southampton should go. But I mean, even Wolves, West Ham, like, have you seen the gap between United and Wolves and you wonder to yourself, like, you're like, these teams, like Wolves beat United, Prem, over the Christmas period. Let the Wolves gave Liverpool a game at Anfield. Yes, I know United gave Liverpool a game at Anfield as well, but you get where I'm going with it. Like, it's almost, how do I put it? They can't get close, man, if I'm making sense. Oh, my Lord, he's dropped out. But yeah, people, let me know what you guys think. Big up to my brother Suits in the chat. Hey, yo, love. And of course, big up to Aslam. But let me know what you guys think. Is there a bit of a problem in terms of money spent? Could it be a PSR thing? Or what is it? Because, I mean, we've heard a lot of these buzzwords like PSR and FFP and all this shit. But, I mean, look, there you only have to look at City with their 115 charges, which are all now, City are winning the charges. They've signed a couple of players. And now nothing can stop them. They're winning their charges one by one. And nothing can stop them. They signed 3 players in the January window. That should have told you everything that you needed to know, that, look, they're not going to get punished. Everton got punished last season. And it is what it is. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But yes, big up to everyone in the chat. I'm still here surviving. I've lost my panelists, but I could go on all night. Not going to moan about Arsenal. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy DVD, and I am out of here. Bless.